Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where and when you're watching us from. In a first for us here in Guernsey, we've recorded this question and answer session digitally to raise awareness of current fraud and scams in our community and to give you some tools to protect yourself. My name is Matt Revilliard and I'll be hosting the session today. I've held various roles within the bank and have a keen interest in proactively helping members of our community to be fraud savvy. On our panel today and answering pertinent questions are Adam Stone-Gomez, Natalie Randall and Ola Wolniak, who all sit in our specialist fraud team. So, without further ado, question 1 goes to Ola. Ola, has there been an increasing trend in fraud and scams due to the current COVID situation?
Hi, Matt. Unfortunately, yes, there has been an increase in scams and phishing campaigns related to COVID-19, but also scams in general. Fraudsters have been using the coronavirus outbreak to try and exploit the vulnerability of people during this unprecedented time. That includes sending spoofed text messages or emails, which look like messages from a genuine organization or a government that would then trick you into divulging personal information or transferring funds. As employees shift to flexible work arrangements, such as working from home, they will increasingly rely on phone and email to maintain and continue business operations. Fraudsters will and have taken advantage of these situations and conducted malicious campaigns, attempting to mimic official business communications. Although some of the scams we have seen may not be directly related to COVID 19, the increase of employees working from home poses the risk of advanced tech support scams, targeting those individuals who may not be adept or self sufficient in remote computing. They come in different delivery methods, for example, phone calls, pop up warnings, or redirects. We have also been made aware of opportunistic scammers trying to gain remote access to people's personal computers during working from home arrangements, what could have huge implications for many businesses if successful.
Thank you, Ola. Question 2 goes to Natalie. Nat, I suspect there's been a rise in fraud and scams through social media in these unprecedented times. Is this a trend that's been identified?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, we've seen a couple of things that have really stood out. 2% interest returns on savings accounts. So when looking at these posts, we can see that the email provided is not from a genuine financial institution and rather a Gmail account. And now this should always raise questions. And furthermore, it is not posted by a financial institution, it's an individual. Also, property rental. So criminals will always use any situation they can to gain for themselves, and COVID-19 has been no different. There's been many reports of people losing deposit money to fake adverts on social media. So, as we always say, if it looks too good to be true, it generally is.
Thanks, Nat. Okay, so last but not least, this question goes to Adam. Adam, can you provide some advice on what members of our community should be looking out for and steps they can take to protect themselves?
Sure, Matt. Unfortunately, fraudsters are using people's sense of uncertainty and fear during the coronavirus pandemic to take advantage of the vulnerable people and businesses. Be extra vigilant if you receive emails, texts, calls, or letters claiming to be from or containing links to world-renowned organisations or governments, such as the Centres for Disease Control and Prevention, the Global Health Centre, shipping company customer service teams, World Health Organisation, and even UK government or the states of Guernsey. You should also take care if you get any emails that mention the coronavirus specifically, especially if they also reference, but not limited to, a link for an app that tracks the virus using an interactive map, campaigns raising or requests for money for research into cures or funds for victims, mortgage repayment holidays or rent relief, websites where you can buy protective equipment or test kits, or even refunds from airlines or entertainment bookings. If you do get an email or text like what I've just described, don't click on any links, don't download or open any attachments or enable macros in attachments, don't enter or provide your personal information, bank details, usernames or passwords, and don't forward it to colleagues or friends or even reply to it. If you get a message that looks relevant to something you've bought or a service you've used, it's still best to not reply, but rather contact the company using a method that you're confident is secure, such as a telephone number that you already hold or by looking on the company's official website. If for a bank, you can use the phone number on the back of your card or statements or our official websites. Remember, we will never ask you to move money to a safe account or to share your passcodes or PINs with us.
Thanks very much for that, Adam. So, just to summarise, if you feel that you may have fallen victim to a fraud or scam, make sure to report it as soon as possible, preferably immediately. You should first contact your bank, who can take steps to protect your account, closely followed by Guernsey Police and Action Fraud. Action Fraud are the UK Police fraud reporting arm. I do hope that we've provided you with a flavour of what we're seeing in these unprecedented times, and more importantly, that we've provided you with some hints and tips you can use to protect yourself. Thanks very much for watching.